Okay, let's do a quick testing before we begin here. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hi, Regan. Testing, testing, one,
Good
two,
to
three. Are we all good? Yeah? Okay. Oh, checking one more time. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. We're all good. Perfect. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our eLotus webinar today. My name is Donna, and I will be your host and your moderator for today's class. Here at Lotus Institute of Integrative Medicine, we are the leading acupuncture CU provider offering the largest selection of CU courses for acupuncturists. So if you're here looking to learn something that you can use right away in your practice, and especially for today's webinar, you have come to the right place. And today's class is sponsored by Evergreen Herbs. You can visit them over at www.evherbs.com, and there you can request a catalog and a price list. So today's class is, let's see. And one of the ways we are able to help you here at eLotus is through our weekday webinars, such as today's class. They're educational, they're free to attend, so why not? And if for any reason you're not able to make them, we do record them and archive them on our TCM Wisdom Tube. And again, it's still free for you to watch. Okay, so today's class is how to introduce herbs to your patients and improve clinical efficacy and increase your income with Regan Archibald. And Regan is a functional medicine provider and founder of the award-winning clinic East West Health, which has 4 clinics in the state of Utah that employs the best of both Eastern and Western trained doctors. He's also the founder of Go Wellness, which is the industry leader in creating a new genre of healthcare with research-based programs in acupuncture, functional medicine, and stem cell therapy. His mission is to end pain and chronic disease for as many people as possible and to educate and inspire individuals to enjoy the benefits of true health independence. It's such an honor to have him join us today, so let's go ahead and give him a big warm welcome. And Regan, if you can do a big a testing on your end so we make sure we hear you.
Okay. Hey, welcome everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
See? Can you see me okay?
No. Yes, just kidding.
And then smell. Can you smell my new cologne that I put on today?
Yeah, it's good.
I thought you'd like that one, Donna. It's essential oil, so don't worry. No chemicals. You're safe.
Great.
Okay, we ready to kick this thing off? Awesome. Well, really honored to be back here with all of you, you amazing individuals, practitioners, and I appreciate you taking time out of your day to just pause for a minute and ask yourself the big question: how can I provide a little better healthcare? How can I practice better medicine? Is what this is what this whole thing's about. I know it's like how to improve your clinic efficiency, increase your income. Those things are very important, but really at the end of the day, if you practice better medicine, you will increase your income. And one of the quickest ways to practice better medicine is by putting in herbal therapies into your office. And I'm going to show you 3 simple steps that's going to get you there. So let's jump in. How many of you right now are providing herbal medicine? How many of you have supplements, herbal medicine that you're providing as part of your overall treatment plan? So please raise your hand, plug in, let me know how you're doing. Okay, good. We're getting some yeses coming through. Thank you, Matt. Yonju, let's hear from the rest of you. Are you doing it? Yes, yes, yes. And for those of you who are not, simply plug in why you're not doing this so I know how to address you and get you on the right page. So good. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Beverly, Thori, Aaron, Wani. Really appreciate you guys letting me know. Okay, good. How many of you would like to get it a little better? How many of you could think, man, if my patients would just take more of these herbs, they would get better so much faster. It'd be better for them, better for business. Because if you look at the trend right now, the percentage of U.S. adults taking dietary supplements, it's 75%. So 3/4 of the population in the United States, the population right now is about 330 million. 75%. So that's like 275 million people are taking supplements. Now, of those 275 million people that are taking supplements, how many of those are actually supplements that are doing them some good? I mean, this is something that we can radically transform their health if you start looking at this. So we got this big opportunity. People who take supplements, They exercise more regularly. They try to eat a balanced diet. They get a good night's sleep. They visit their doctor regularly, and they don't smoke tobacco. Well, not all of them. They try to maintain a healthy weight. So these are people you want in your audience. You want like-minded people that come into your audience, or to come into your practice. But here's the real truth about what they're taking. The New York Times, and there's been several new revelations coming through about what's really in the bottle that you're buying at Walmart or CVS or Walgreens or Costco. What the New York Times found is that herbal supplements are not always what they seem. And in fact, if you look at the contamination and inauthentic ingredients, what they found is that of the 44 herbal supplements tested, 1/3 showed outright substitution, meaning there's no trace of the plant advertised on the bottle, only another plant in its place. And so your patients who, I remember one of my patients came in and her name was Kathy, and she had a suitcase full of supplements. And we're doing her first visit and her initial report of findings. And I was like, holy cow, I don't think I have time to go through all these, but let me just go through some of the basics. And I started sorting through those. And I'm starting to see, man, she's got nothing but synthetic. Centrum was kind of like her mainstay. And I'm like, this is going to kill your kidneys. Get rid of this. And so by the time she left that visit, she'd thrown away about $300 worth of supplements that would actually do more harm than good. And I didn't even know this report existed yet. But if you look at it, many of the ingredients on the supplement formulas that our patients are bringing into our offices, they are full of rice, soybean, wheat, all these fillers. And it's primarily fillers, and there's very little active ingredients, which is why it's so difficult to get a good study on the difference between, like, vitamin E, for example. One study will show that the alpha tocopherols in vitamin E help reduce heart disease. Another study will show it doesn't support it. And so as you start diving into it, you start realizing, oh, well, they're just using a synthetic version of vitamin E in one study and a natural version in another. So there's all these synergistic factors. And that's one of the things I love about herbal medicine is herbal medicine gives us this opportunity to really give real food to patients. So you're not just taking an active ingredient out of an herb, you're giving them the whole thing. And so, okay, so one person, Julie, said, I'm just starting out having a child, so starting an herbal pharmacy is daunting and expensive. I totally get that. And there is a very amazing place you can go. You can either get on drop ships so that you don't have to get that expensive herbal pharmacy, because trust me, I know what happens there. There's nothing worse than when you have all these expired herbs and you got to throw them away, or when you have to shell out $5,000 just to get some things on your shelf, or if you're doing the bulk herbs or granulars and you're mixing your own formulas, that gets very expensive. So to start out, you can either use full script or you can just do a drop ship method through Evergreen. Much easier and less expensive way. So thank you for sharing that. Really appreciate it. Okay, so as we know, there's a crazy trend out there where people, we all want to swallow pills. I mean, that's just something we do in our day-to-day life. But think about using the best source. First and foremost, if you're delivering the best medicine, if you're delivering better medicine, more people are going to trust you. They're going to like you. They're going to get better results. And guess what? You're going to be able to help more people, and it's good for you, good for business, and really good for the community. So here's programs we've been using. Evergreen is, when I first found out about Evergreen almost 15 years ago, I love the fact that they had these custom-made formulas. And there's been no one better than Tina Chen, who's gone in and she's learned from the masters. She's harvested their best practices and then been able to customize these formulas to treat some of the toughest conditions. If you look at hepatitis, if you look at bronchitis, if you look at our patients who have chronic fatigue syndrome, Lyme disease, there's all these formulas out there that are incredibly effective. And so Evergreen, if you look at the process they take you through, a safety profile, is their herbs, they must pass 15 tests before they ever show up in your office. So if you're ever concerned that your patient's like, I don't take Chinese herbs, they're full of heavy metals or they're toxic. Well, you can rest assured that Evergreen is one of those companies that actually has the quality control measures that are far above the other companies out there. And so here's some of the things that they test for, and you can look on their website and find these. They're looking at, not only are they looking at all of the the amount of heavy metals. So they're not looking at like just the culmination of them, but they're actually looking at specific metals in each one of these. And there are certain herbs that are tested for ochratoxins. So mycotoxins is a big deal. And we'll talk a little bit more about mold exposure, but there'd be nothing worse than giving your patient this mycotoxic exposure from your herbs. And so, it's really important that you use the best and number one source of herbs, which I have found it to be evergreen. We've never got the results we have with other herbal companies. And so thank you, Donna. She's plugged that in there. Okay, I'll answer this question from Lauren. I have an online dispensary with Welevate, but patients often like to shop on Amazon because shipping is faster. How do you handle this? So that's a good question, Lauren. One of the things you won't find on Amazon is you're not going to find evergreen products on Amazon. Unless something's changed, Donna, has that changed in your policy? Because this is one of the most critical components is if you want to get the highest quality, what Evergreen's done is they will not, I have a lot of clients who are medical doctors, chiropractors, physical therapists, naturopaths. Evergreen will only sell to licensed acupuncturists, doctorates of Oriental medicine. And so this is very important because what that means is you have the ability to funnel your patients right where they need to go, which is to purchase evergreen herbs from you. So that's how you can alleviate that bypass from Amazon, because that's, Amazon has trained us all to get online Evergreen. All right, so here's what Evergreen does. They look at each heavy metal, which is really important, and then if it doesn't meet their quality standards, boom, it never shows up at your office. So just a little bit about me. First of all, I'm a licensed acupuncturist, functional medicine provider. I'm the author of several books. A few of those books, you can download those. One of them is called The Acupuncture Blueprint for Success. We'll be giving everyone on this webinar a free copy if you stick around to the end. I founded a company called Go Wellness, and that's a company that we bring in like-minded individuals, and we collaborate with great organizations like Lotus, and we help educate our practitioners. Because I'm on a mission, I want to transform the lives of 1 million people by 2025. So that means I want to end pain and end chronic disease. I want to make it optional for 1 million people by 2025. So really hope you guys will join me on this mission. I've got 4 clinics across the United States called East West Health. In Utah is where we are right now. And so, love to have you guys come and hang out with us, come check out our clinics, come to one of our events. We've created one of the only clinics to successfully integrate Eastern and Western medicine. A lot of you are wondering, how could I ever work directly with doctors? They see things this way, I see it that way. Well, especially with this vaccine craziness going on, I think now more than ever, we need to unite ourselves with very talented doctors. I was at my brother's house last night, and we're talking about their pediatrician, and their pediatrician noticed that their child, right after the vaccine, suddenly took on these autistic tendencies. And they noticed that, wow, something changed dramatically after that vaccine was injected. And now the pediatrician will lose his job if he starts speaking up against vaccines. So with his other kids, he just says, I'm doing the vaccines at home so that he's not scrutinized. So this is crazy, so we've got to solve these challenges out there. I've helped over 60,000 patients avoid autoimmunity, chronic pain. We've helped them get out of this and move towards health independence. So I think that is a goal of all of yours. If you're on this webinar right now, I really respect and appreciate the medicine you're practicing. Now more than ever, we need to hear your voice. So how many of you would like to practice better medicine? So is this for you? Are you tired of your patients taking suboptimal and potentially harmful herbs? I didn't even realize all the crap that was in the supplements until you start looking in and diving in. Are you tired of hearing patients tell you they can't afford herbs? How many of you have that problem where people are like, you know what, I'm just, I'll do the acupuncture, but I'm not going to do the herbal part of my program? Or how many of you, your patients come in and they're, maybe they don't even communicate it to you, but they're, every time they come to see you, they have this $200 bill and this big herbs, and they have to go home and concoct those herbs and boil it, and it takes half the day. So we're going to cover some of these things. So stick around. If you're feeling constant frustration because you know that you can get far better results with herbal medicine. Now, there's two ways you can go about this. So if this is you, if you're somebody who would like to get over this barrier and help more people get on herbal medicine and really help transform the lives of more people, then you can either work twice as hard and maybe you'll get twice the result, or you can just work smarter and get 10 times the result. So the way you can implement getting this into your office is actually very simple. And so I'm going to take you through this step-by-step process that we do in our clinics to get our patients on board with this idea that the herbs are the food, and the food is what's going to heal their body. And so this is your 10x process. And when you think 10x, you got to think exponential. So if I put a gun to your head right now and I said, hey, I need you to grow your clinic 10 times in the next 3 months, you're not just going to say, well, maybe I'll just work twice as hard. You're going to say, wow, I'm going to have to find better information. I'm going to have to increase my intellectual property and my intellectual capital. I'm going to have to work with the best people in the industry so that I can grow and I can make this 10x leap. But when you do a 10x leap, that's when you really start diving into the future, because a lot of us, we try and make these 2 times that's just double. We try and double what we're doing, but it actually means you're just working harder. And so that's the last thing we want to do. And especially when it comes to herbal medicine, I believe this is like passive income that you can easily flow into your office. It's kind of like having a really good stock. I don't know anything about the stock market, but I could imagine. But it's like having a really good stock that just builds up over time. And all you're doing is kind of nurturing that thing along, making sure it's in the right compartments, the right companies. So here's a 10x approach. Number one in your 10x approach is get away from this fee per service model. So what I mean for that is even fee per service, when somebody comes in for herbal medicine, we've all been trained, listen to the pulse, look at the tongue, give them a diagnosis, and then give them a treatment. Well, that's going to be important, especially at the onset. But what else you can do is you can bundle herbs in your entire program, but you can have specific herbs that are intended to optimize something. So you can have herbs that optimize liver function, optimize the detoxification pathways, optimize stress. Anti-aging is a big thing, hormonal balancing. Just imagine what you take. So I take, if you look at it, I take about $2,000 worth of herbs and supplements every single month.
They know to email me?
Yep, so just email that. I got Cade right here, so he's all good. Here's Cade.
Woo! Hey, everybody. Email me.
Hey, we got all kinds of friends here. Awesome. Hey, Scott.
Hey.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Regan, for a great class today. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. We hope you were able to take some of the information from today, any tidbit of it, and apply it to your practice. So, again, you can visit our sponsor, Evergreen Herbs, at www.evherbs.com, where you can learn more about those bundles that Regan was talking about. And you can also request a catalog and price list. That is it for today, everyone. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Bye-bye.